This is Tasha Deshawn and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be making a pre-shampoo using flax seeds, fenugreek seeds, and rosemary leaves. So I already got my water together and it is boiling in the pot. And now I am adding my flax seeds, which is only about a cup full. I've already rinsed off my rosemary and now I'm about to add it. And I've already turned my eye down from high to medium settings. And now I am adding my fenugreek seeds. I begin to stir it all together and I allow it to set on medium temperature until the flax seeds start to get a little slimy. But what I've noticed is that once I added the rosemary and the fenugreek, I think that is why it's not getting as slimy as it should. But it is perfectly fine because once it is poured into the bowl, it will start to thicken up once it cools off. Now, when boiling flax seeds, you can reuse it a couple of more times. And while I was recording this video, I did take advantage of those couple of times. Because when I got done with this first batch, I allowed it to cool off for too long and it made the consistency a little bit too thick. So if you are making this yourself and you run into the same problem, then don't give up. Just go back and add a little bit more water to your pot and reboil the flax seeds. And you can pour it into the same bowl that has the thicker consistency if you would like, or you can just throw it away and just start back over. Allow it to cool off for about 5 minutes or less than 10 minutes and pour it into any container to your liking. So right here I tried to pour it into the funnel just so I wouldn't make a mess. But then as you can see that it was still a little bit too thick. And I still could have used it like that, but it was draining. So I just turned the funnel upside down and just poured it in there like that. So remember when I said just boil a little bit more and just add it to the thicker consistency? Well, I forgot to mention that this is the clip where it was thick. And I just went ahead and reboiled it off camera and mixed it together. So the consistency is actually a little bit more thinner and slimer than the one that I'm showing. And although flaxseed alone does not have a clear look, the rosemary and fenugreek is giving it a light brown tint. So for those of you that don't know, I've been wearing these mini twists for a whole entire month. And usually I will keep them up for 3 weeks due to me not wanting to receive a lot of that dirt buildup on my roots. But instead I accumulated a whole nother problem, and that is tangles. If you look in my scalp, you will see that my hair is tangled up very badly. But it is also due to me applying growth teas and growth oils to my scalp every single day. So in the beginning, I was only using a growth oil because I was afraid to use the growth teas due to my hair being low porosity / low density. And I usually don't apply mini twists. I would only do the mini braids because the twists will unravel easy. And I was afraid to apply the spray because I just knew in my heart that my hair was going to just come loose. But I noticed that only one came apart, and I just went ahead and twisted that one right back together. But I started applying the growth tea to my scalp faithfully and on a consistent basis after the first week and a half. And look at me already making a mess. Now, me doing that was so uncalled for. But anywho, the show must go on. I actually forgot that I had this root comb applicator. And I'm actually surprised that I did after searching for it in every beauty supply store that I came across. But as you can see, that is making the process so much easier. But I'm gonna have to be a little honest and say that I really don't like how this flaxseed looks with this rosemary and the fenugreek seeds added into it. It just look a little bit like a baby that's sick and their nose is running extremely. And I know that that's a little bit too graphic and a little bit of too much information to be sharing, but at the same time, I can't help it, y'all. This looks disgusting, but I know that it is very beneficial for my hair and I'm gonna stick beside it. But let me give y'all a little bit of beneficial information on these ingredients. So the flaxseed gel can be a helpful tool for detangling hair, of course. It provides slip, which allows fingers or detangling tools to glide through the hair with less resistance, minimizing breakage and damage. It also softens the hair, moisturizes it, and makes it a little bit more manageable. The gel's consistency helps your fingers or a brush move through the hair more easily, reducing friction and preventing breakage. Flaxseed is rich in nutrients that can help strengthen hair from the roots, potentially reducing hair loss and breakage during detangling. Rosemary can be helpful for detangling hair due to its moisturizing and nourishing properties, making hair softer and easier to comb through. This makes the hair more manageable and less prone to tangles. Detangling with rosemary can help prevent breakage caused by pulling on knots. And it can also improve scalp health, which can lead to stronger, healthier hair. It can improve the overall appearance of hair, making it look smoother and shinier. So in other words, if you're dealing with a few knots and a few kinks, then rosemary is that girl. Just add a few of the leaves into your flaxseed gel, or you can use an essential oil and dilute it with water. Just spray it on your hair strands and your scalp, and you will be able to detangle your hair easily. Fenugreek seeds can be used to create a detangling hair treatment due to its mucilage content, which provides a slippery texture that aids in detangling, which can be incorporated into a spray or mask and applied before or during washing. And I'm not sure if y'all have noticed, but I am trying to pull my hair apart slightly. I'm not being rough because my roots are very tangled, but you can be sure that I am not ripping my hair. Now, if I was doing this on a dry scalp, then that would be a different story. But back to the fenugreek. It also boosts slip. The gel-like substance creates a smooth coating on the hair, allowing fingers or a comb to glide through easily and reducing frictions. It softens and moisturizes as well because the seeds are rich in nutrients and hydrating compounds that softens the hair, making it more manageable and less likely to tangle. So as y'all can see, that is untangling those tangles in my hair. And I'm just making sure that I'm massaging the gel in thoroughly. And I'm also applying numerous amounts because there is no set amount that you have to use on your hair. And if your roots are super tangled like mine's, then you probably will want to use a lot. But it is all beneficial due to the vitamins and nutrients that are in these ingredients. Did y'all know that this is no different from the African Prize pre-shampoo that a lot of people are raving about? You're actually just doing it yourself, which is a whole lot better because you save lots of money. Y'all see how small those jars is on those shelves? And it's no telling how much it costs. I wouldn't know because I make all of my own hair products. I've been making them since 2018, and I grew my hair to waist length once before and I received damage. So now I am growing my hair back to waist length, but it will be less than 5 years. But if any of you have bought it before or know how much it costs, then leave a comment at the bottom letting me know. But whatever it costs, at the end of the day, it is not worth buying when you can make your own DIY and make as much as you want to make, and you can take the rest of it and preserve it by putting it in the fridge, and once a week you can apply this to your hair. If you don't add a preservative, which gives it more shelf life, then it is best to discard it after 2 weeks. A good preservative to recommend is the Germaben Plus. I will place a picture at the top of the screen. It is a natural preservative for making lotions, creams, and shampoos. So when making any of the DIYs that I have already on my channel, you can add a preservative to it and allow the shelf life to last longer, and you will still receive amazing hair growth benefits along with hair tangling benefits as well. Creating your own DIYs is so much better than buying store-bought products because when you create them yourself, you know what is in the product because you put it in there yourself. But a lot of these store-bought products are filled with alcohols, parabens, and all other type of poisons. A lot of these ingredients are unknown to you and they are very hard to pronounce, and that is why so many people are getting like cancer. Their hair is breaking and shedding like crazy. And excuse me while I wipe this stain off my shirt because I didn't even know that the flaxseed fell on it, and I don't know why y'all didn't tell me. But anywho, I am back after letting it set for 30 minutes and my hair is extremely soft. So I'm just going to show y'all how I take only a couple of them down, because I already know that this is going to be a long process and it's no need of me adding extra minutes to this video. So I actually slowed this part of the clip down a little bit, but it is still in like 1.5 speed. But it is just to show you how I am taking my time properly unraveling these twists. So when I first installed them, I twisted them while twisting them, if that makes sense to you. So before starting my twist, I started twisting, and then I will lap it over and twist it again. And I did that because I thought that it would keep my hair from unraveling due to it being low porosity / low density fine hair. But by my strands being very thin, I have to be very cautious when taking this down because I can rip my hair. So I'm starting from the bottom up, and on each strand I am just properly taking it apart, just so I won't accumulate any single strand knots, because your girl hair is pretty twisted. Now I know some may say, why didn't you just take it apart while it was wet? And although I could have, I just wanted the flaxseed, rosemary, and fenugreek to just penetrate through my hair strands. And plus I also applied it to my scalp as well, and I massaged it in. So I did want it to sit a little while, just so I can stimulate the blood follicles to my scalp in order to receive more hair growth. You know, your girl is trying to get that 2-in-1 deal, the hair growth and the healthy hair strand. But I think I talked y'all a little bit too much, so I'm just going to go ahead and let a little music play, and then I will come back at the end. OMG. I'm talking long because it is super late. I only have like 2 hours to get some rest before church in the morning. But look at my hair. Ooh, Lord have mercy. This is a lot of hair. And it took me longer to uninstall these things than it took for me to install them. But I will say that the flaxseed, rosemary, and fenugreek did help my hair tremendously. It kept it in a soft stage, although it ended up drying while
taking it down, that was perfectly fine because it was still super soft. And I finger detangled my hair and I'm so tired. One thing I try to do is tell people to not do their hair while they are tired, while they're mad, while they're in a hurry. But I wasn't tired when I first started. I got tired at the very end. And this is the shedded hair that I received from finger detangling. And that's not a lot. Whenever I would detangle using a comb, it would be a whole lot of hair. But I still can run my fingers through and probably receive some shedding like this. If you have like low density, low porosity hair and your hair seems to tangle up, or you can even be 4B, 4C hair, or you can even have 4B or 4C hair, whatever type of hair that you have, you can make that DIY flaxseed, rosemary, and fenugreek for detangling your hair. That's why I didn't lose a lot of hair, because it softened my hair. Everybody knows that the flaxseed is a gel-like form, and you apply it to your hair for a curling custard, like a wash and go, or for detangling your hair. Then it has a whole lot of benefits, and it is filled with multiple vitamins and moisturizing agents. The rosemary, we know, is a powerhouse when it comes down to hair growth. But just in case you didn't know, it is also a hair strengthener. It is a hair detangler as well. So when I used to braid hair, I used to just pour water in a spray bottle and drop a few drops of the rosemary essential oil into that bottle. I would shake it up. I would probably like put no more than 10 drops, and I would shake it up and I would spray the client's hair to detangle the ones with thick, coarse hair. So whenever I was parting their hair, they would not feel it, or even for the ones that were tender-headed. So I decided to add that with the flaxseed, just so the detangling will be a little bit more manageable along with the flaxseed. And then the fenugreek, which is also for hair growth, but it is a moisturizer and a conditioning agent as well. So I decided to add all three of those together and make it as a detangler and a pre-poo. So I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. I'm so tired. Like I said, I will only have 2 hours of sleep before I have to get up for church. I ain't worried about shampooing my hair. I probably will try to tame this and put a wig on top of it until after church, and then I will create another video. So all I ask you to do is to like this video if you liked it. Comment if you have any questions or suggestions. Share with friends and family that you feel like share this. Excuse the dogs. They supposed to be asleep. Y'all, them dogs bark all night long, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. You can also share this video with friends and family, or anybody that you feel will benefit from it. And also subscribe so you can become a part of my community. And most importantly, click the bell notification button to where you'll be the first to be notified whenever I upload my next video. You guys have a blessed one.